Hey guys! Okay, so little introduction quick. I have been wanting to make a video and I have tried to make this particular video, this is like the fourth time I think over the last few days. Keep getting interrupted and blah blah blah, whatever. So I wanted to make a video. I mentioned on Formspring about making a About Me video. However, I haven't had the chance to respond to you guys about it. A lot of you said you wanted me to make one, but I haven't asked you for questions or what you want to know in it. So if you have questions you would like me to answer in my About Me video, please post them down in the comments below, or you can post them on my Formspring. So I decided that because I didn't have an idea, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just do my favorite boy and girl names for each letter of the alphabet. And like I wrote it down, and I could not choose between two of the boy names, so I decided to actually make a baby name war video. And for several of the letters where I couldn't choose between two names, I took pros and cons of both the names and then had a winner of it. So anyway, here we go. The first one is names for boys, and I couldn't decide between Anton and Amadeus. Anton is the Slavic form of Anthony, and its meaning is unknown. Amadeus means love of God in Latin. Anton is currently ranked at number 972 in the U.S. Top 1,000 Boy Names, and it has always been in the Top 1,000 Boy Names, believe it or not. Amadeus has never been ranked in the Top 1,000 Boy Names. I have two associations for both of these. For Anton, there is a wonderful actor named Anton Yelchin. Google him. I first saw him in the movie Hearts of Atlantis. He's wonderful in that movie, and now he's grown up, and he's beautiful, and he's very talented, and getting increasingly popular. And then also the U.S. Olympic athlete Apollo Anton Ono. So those are both good associations. And then for Amadeus, of course, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, the amazing composer, and the movie Amadeus, which is loosely based off of his life, which is one of the best movies I've seen in my entire life. You must see this movie before you die, trust me. So good associations there too. Also, I'm going to include which name I think wins for spelling and which name I think wins for pronunciation. And in this case, I think Anton wins for both, because Amadeus is not very common and doesn't have exactly like an obvious pronunciation if you were to look at it for most people. So Anton wins for both of those, but I actually chose Amadeus as the winner because you can't get better than love of God as a meaning for a name. It's such a beautiful meaning. And then the thing that bugs me about Anthony names, Antonia, Antonina, Anton, is that obviously they're legit names because they've been around for so long, but they don't know the meaning of it, and a lot of you probably know that meanings are very important to me. So Amadeus is the winner for number one. Number two are names for girls. It was between Ruth and Rosamund. Ruth comes from the Hebrew meaning companion or friend. Rosamund, with this spelling, comes from the Latin phrase Rosamunda, which means rose of the world. Ruth is currently ranked at number 348 in the top 1,000 girl names, and it has always been ranked in the top 1,000. And in fact, in the the early 1900s, it reached number 4. Rosamund with this spelling has never been ranked in the top 1,000 girl names. I have two associations with both of these. You guys will only be able to relate to half of them, but for Ruth, obviously there's the biblical figure Ruth. There's a book in the Bible named after Ruth, and it's not very long, so anybody should read it. It's a wonderful story. And then Rodney's grandma's name is Ruth. Like I said, can't relate to that, but with Rosamund, there is a beautiful actress named Rosamund Pike. She's from the UK, and she, like the movie I mostly know her from is Pride and Prejudice. She played Jane Bennet. She's the older sister of Elizabeth, and she's beautiful. And then also, I first heard Rosamund in a story I read in high school, and it made me really like it, but I don't remember what the story was, so sorry. I decided that they were tied for pronunciation only because, if there happened to be somebody in the world who wasn't familiar with the name Ruth, they might read it as Ruth. But I thought Ruth won for spelling just because it's so much shorter. And I chose Ruth as the winner mainly because Rodney likes this name so much more than Rosamund, which I know you guys can't relate to that, but whatever. Okay, number 3, H names for boys. I couldn't decide between Haven and Hugh. Haven, of course, is an English word that means place of shelter, and Hugh comes from the German word that means spirit or mind. Haven has only been ranked 1 year in the top 1,000 boy names, and that was the year 1899 at number 745. Hugh is currently ranked at number 963 and has always been ranked in the top 1,000 boy names except for the year 2008. I want to mention quick that they started keeping track of the top 1,000 names in the U.S. in the year 1880. So when I say always been ranked, it means since the year 1880. I don't have any associations with the name Haven for a boy because it's so uncommon, but for Hugh I have four. Four different actors, all of which I adore. Hugh Grant, Hugh Laurie, Hugh Dancy, and Hugh Jackman. If you don't recognize any of those names, you should Google them, watch some of their movies and stuff like that. They're all wonderful and all really nice looking. I decided they were tied for spelling. Haven's in English words, well, unless you're terrible with spelling in your own language. A lot of you know English, so pretty easy with there. And Hugh is just a name so many people are familiar with. I feel like that one's pretty easy to spell too. But I thought Haven won for pronunciation just because silent G going on in the name Hugh. Some people might not get that. However, I chose Hugh as the winner because, I mean, all of those awesome associations. Like, House is one of my all-time favorite shows, and I love Hugh Laurie. And once again, Rodney likes the name Hugh way better than Haven. Okay, S names for girls. It was between Saoirse and Samara. I apologize for the washer in the background. It's kind of loud. Saoirse comes from the Irish word that means freedom. And Samara, they're unsure about the meaning, but they think it comes from the Hebrew meaning protected. Saoirse has never been ranked in the top 1,000 girl names. Samara is currently ranked at number 606, and it has only been in the top 1,000 the last 14 years. So it's newly popular. I have one association for both of these. Saoirse is, of course, the amazing actress Saoirse Ronan, who a lot of you probably know I'm obsessed with. She's my all-time favorite actress. So beautiful, so gorgeous, so amazing. And the only association I have with Samara is the little evil girl from The Ring. And obviously that's not a good association, but for me it's not entirely bad because I really like the actress who played her, DeBay Chase. So I thought Samara won for pronunciation and spelling because, I mean, unless you happen to know Saoirse Ronan and unless you speak Irish, you're probably not going to really think, oh, Saoirse, oh, that's pronounced Saoirse. However, I ended up choosing Saoirse as the winner, and I think the main reason for that is because, of course, Saoirse Ronan. I seriously adore her. There aren't too many names that can beat out Saoirse. However, Samara was really close. Okay, K names for boys. It was between Karsten and Klaus. Neither of these names have ever been ranked in the top 1,000 boy names in the U.S. Karsten means Christian in German, and Klaus is a variant of Nicholas, which means victory of the people, so both have good meanings. I don't have any associations with Karsten. It's a very uncommon name. But with Klaus, I have one association, and that one of the main characters in the children's series of Unfortunate Events is named Klaus, and that's where I first heard the name. It's a really good book series. I really enjoyed reading it. I thought they were tied for spelling just because even though Karsten's a fairly simple name, like a lot of people probably wouldn't think to spell it with a K, even though that is the legit spelling of it. And then Klaus, when I write it down, people have no idea that it's pronounced Klaus usually. And I thought Karsten won for pronunciation because it's, like I said, written down, Karsten has a more obvious pronunciation. However, I chose Karsten as the winner just mainly because of the meaning Christian. The name Christian in the U.S. for a boy is so popular, and Karsten would make such an awesome alternative. I wish people would discover this name. Okay, my last one was G names for girls, and it was between Georgiana and Gemma. Georgiana is a mix between George and Anna, and George means farmer, and Anna means God's grace. Gemma is the Italian word for gem, or it means gem in Italian. Georgiana has not been ranked in the top 1,000 girl names since the year 1952, where it was ranked at number 899. And between 1880 and 1952, it was always in the top 1,000, but it's been gone since then, so it's ready for revival. Gemma has only been in the top 1,000 the last 3 years. However, it's currently at number 449, so it's shooting up in popularity. I have 3 associations for both of these names. For Georgiana, Keira Knightley played a Georgiana in the movie The Duchess. I've never seen it, and I don't like Keira Knightley, so that's not a good association for me. But in Jane Eyre, which is one of my favorite books, there's a Georgiana in there. She's not a good character, but I love the book. And in Pride and Prejudice, there's a lovely little character named Georgiana, so that's a really good association for me. For Gemma, there are 3 different actresses who I associate this name with. Gemma Arterton, she's a British actress. I'm not really a fan of her, but you guys probably recognize her. Gemma Jones plays Madame Pomfrey in Harry Potter, and she's a classic British actress. She's in a whole bunch of films from the UK. And Gemma Ward is a gorgeous, gorgeous model. You probably recognize her too. You should Google all the people that I mentioned that you don't know, by the way. All right, I thought they tied for pronunciation. I don't know, I just didn't see one being harder than the other. And for spelling, I thought Gemma won just because it's shorter. And I ended up choosing Georgiana as the winner because I adore the nickname Georgie so much. Okay, thanks for watching. Please make a video response if you'd like to of your own name wars and tell me which names you would have chosen out of these. And once again, send me questions on Formspring or in a comment below that you would like me to answer in an About Me video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.